Hello, I'm Effany Gale, and today I'm going to talk to you about 5 mistakes that I made while publishing my first short story collection. My first short story collection, called Next Curious Thing, came out in 2018 and I was super happy with it at the time, and I still am very happy with it. But if I was to redo that publication process, there are a few things that I would do differently. And in particular, I've been thinking about that recently because I am working towards my second short story collection, which I won't name for you right now, but I'm about 45,000 words through. I'd like it to be a little bit longer. My first collection was about 66,000 words. I'd like it to get more around that 60,000 word mark, which I think makes a really good length for a book. So the first mistake that I made, or that I would do differently, is in relation to the cover, which in general I think is gorgeous and lovely, and if you're having it like I am right here in a physical copy, there is no issue at all. But what I did find was that for a lot of online book retailers, they put the cover up, but because the cover background is white, as in, I think it's #FFFFFF, it's the whitest white that you can have. They read that as not a cover, basically, and they cut out all of the white that they can. So what actually happens is, instead of being this regular rectangular shape that you would expect, they cut off the top here and they cut off the bottom here. So it turns the cover into this almost square shape that comes up on these book retailers, and it looks really odd. And it wasn't dire enough that I felt like it needed to be changed straight away, but certainly in the future I would not have a white background. I would make it off-white if I wanted to do white, and at some point in the future I will change this cover probably to be off-white, but otherwise different to what it is now, because even though I think it's lovely, and the back is lovely as well, it does give us this really strange appearance on some booksellers, which was not something that I was expecting before it happened. I'd never seen this happen to any other book, but obviously people don't have white backgrounds without other things breaking it up. The second mistake that I made is in regards to the ordering of the stories, or at least the ordering of the first 2 stories. So here is the contents page. The first 2 stories are In the Beginning, All Our Hands Are Cold, and then Sickly Sweet. So I think those are 2 of the stronger stories, which is why I put them at the beginning. And I was quite particular about the order of the stories throughout the whole collection. I put all of them onto index cards, and I listed the genres and the length of the stories and something else as well I think I'd taken into account. And I'd sort of lined them all up and rearranged them so that there weren't, 2 very short stories together, or 2 longer stories together, or 2 fairy tale retellings together. I'd mixed it up so that I felt like there was a good mix of everything. And in general, that worked very well. But one thing that I didn't take into account was, I guess, the topics or the themes of the stories. So I'll read you the first couple of lines of both of these stories. So the first one is, In the Beginning, All Our Hands Are Cold. And that starts with, Everyone in the village is born without hands. The children get along just fine with elbows and teeth and toes. And then the first line of Sickly Sweet is, One fine day behind the mill, my father chops off my hands. So hands are quite a big topic or theme throughout both of these first 2 stories. And I got a message from someone who had started reading the book, and they said, is every story in this collection about hands? And they are not. It's only the first 2, but because they happen to be the first 2 stories in the collection and they both heavily feature hands, I can completely understand why this person got the impression that the whole collection might be about hands. So I don't think it's not a problem enough that I would want to, you know, reorder the book and republish it with that new order, but it's something that I would certainly take into consideration much more in my second collection, that in addition to, you know, what is the genre of the stories, how long are they, I would definitely think also about, am I repeating a strong topic or theme in stories that are next to each other, and is that intentional? And if it's not, let's change it around a bit. The third mistake that I made when releasing my first short story collection, or that I would personally consider to be a mistake, is releasing the book in December. It was mid to late December. I think it was the 18th of December or thereabouts. And I feel like that's just not a good time, for me at least, to release a book. You know, everyone is busy with their end of year activities, they've got holidays on, it's too late to be properly considered for a lot of awards lists or end of year sort of wrap up, these are the best books that I read this year kind of lists. It's very easy to fall off people's radars or just not be included properly. And the reason that I put it out in that sort of December period to start with was because I was really worried at the time that Donald Trump was going to make it a lot harder for queer books to be published or to be read. Even though I'm in Australia, I thought that I might be affected by things that he put into place, and I thought, let's just get it out as soon as possible, as soon as it's properly ready. Let's not worry about exactly what time of the year it comes out, let's just get it out. And I understand my feelings around that at the time, but I think that that was a mistake and I wouldn't release in December in the future. The fourth mistake that I made sort of builds on from that third one, and that is not sending out advanced reader copies. I did send out a few review copies, but that was after the book had actually come out already, due to that me wanting to get it out as quickly as possible sort of thing. And I think I really missed out by not sending out ARCs, getting people's opinions before it had sort of properly come onto the market, maybe having an opportunity to get some blurbs, all of that sort of thing. I would definitely be sending out ARCs in the future, and probably allowing at least 3 months from sending out ARCs to properly releasing it to the mass market. And the fifth mistake I made when publishing my first short story collection was to not release the ebook at the same time as the print version. I can't remember exactly how long it was after I'd done the print version that I did the ebook, but it was quite a long time, like in the realm of at least several months after. And most of my sales of the short story collection are through ebooks, which is understandable because they are a lot more affordable to people. So certainly with this next collection, I'll make sure that the ebook comes out at the same time as the print version. I myself am not really an ebook reader, so it wasn't enormously on my priority list or radar at the time, which was a mistake, and it's not something that I would repeat in the future. So in general, I'm still really pleased with my first short story collection. I think it's a very nice looking book. Let me see if I can show you a bit more inside. There are some gorgeous illustrations by Margot. And April Guadiana, I hope I'm pronouncing your surname correctly, April, did the cover, which is very impressive. But there are definitely things about future collections and future publishing endeavours that I would do differently. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions for me, or if you'd like to tell me about your own publishing misadventures or things that you would do differently, I would love to hear about it. Please let me know down in the comments. And if you liked the video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.